Hey guys, Fabricio Nobre here. Wanted to share a little bit about my story with you all. Many of you know that I've been in network marketing for 18 years now, and I've always shared how I started 20 years ago in San Fernando Valley in California, and I started in a corner. No, it's not what you're thinking. I was in the corner of Home Depot, 5 in the morning, waiting for work, and my good friend Ron, that is here visiting me today, in Florida, he picked me up. I was there for a month and a half, got a few jobs, and finally one day, he gave me my first permanent job working with him, remodeling your home, right, Ron?
And carpet cleaning.
And carpet cleaning. I wasn't a big help. And I know that some people kind of think, my story, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. So I figured since Ron is here,
Nope.
I would ask him a couple questions and maybe he would share a little bit of how we met a little bit, and hopefully the story will inspire you and show you that anyone can do what I do, and anyone can be successful in network marketing if you're willing to work hard and willing to learn. So Ron, how did we meet? And I know you don't like camera, I don't like it either, so
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Basically, I was working on my house and I had a carpet cleaning business, and I was at Home Depot, and I'm originally from Ohio. So when I pulled up to Home Depot, there's a bunch of guys surrounding my van, like work, work, work. So anyways, I was gonna paint my house or do some work on the house. So I was looking, I didn't want to drive back and forth. So there's a bunch of people, and I said, does anybody have a car? And a little voice in the back of the crowd says, I got a car. And I'm like, okay, you follow me. And that's how it started. And that's how it started.
And that's probably as much English as I knew, right? I got a
That
car.
was all the English he knew. All. Very, very, very little.
I had a $700 car, and that was my advantage. And I said, I need to be mobile. I need to have, because I don't know where I'm gonna work,
Especially in California.
especially there. So that got me the job. So we worked together.
We worked together, and Fabricio, do you know how to do this? Yes. Do you know how to do that? No.
Oh, he changed
but
my
I'm
name.
willing to work.
He changed my
yes.
name because he was like, "What's your name?" Fabricio. He was like, "No, your name is Frank."
Because I couldn't pronounce Fabricio. It took me years. So I changed his name to Frank, and it kind of stuck. And it's a joke. It's a running joke.
My next few jobs, it was like, "What's your name?" Frank. Just call me Frank.
Just call me Frank. It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did some remodeling. I painted, instead of painting his wall, I ended up painting his floor, and I knocked down his wall. Like, I wasn't really much help.
But you know what? You're consistent, and you were willing to learn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I was. Tell a little bit about that experience, me working with you, and
Basically, he showed up, and we went to work. He's funny. He's always got to drive. It's like yes, and that's what you need in running a business. You cannot say no. You cannot say no. You keep going and work and work and work.
never give up.
Never give up.
Sometimes it helps not to speak English that much, because he would ask me, "Hey, can you?" Well, the way I heard is like, "Hey, can you? Do you know how to?" And I'm like, "Yes." That's pretty much the English I knew it. And then I tried to figure it out, and I messed up a few times.
Many times,
Yeah.
which everybody does.
I'm surprised you
Everybody
didn't fire
does.
me, though.
Yeah.
You're too
Everybody.
patient. I'm surprised you didn't fire me. But we worked together for a while, and then the other cool thing, and that's part of, I shared this story as well. You got me a job at the first restaurant delivering Italian food at
Right.
Zach's Italian Cafe.
Right. I knew someone that owned a restaurant, so I know he needed more work and more money, so he did that at night, driving.
So I didn't have a driver license at that time, and I didn't have pretty much anything, if you know what I mean. And but he knew someone that the son of the owners of the Zach's Italian Cafe.
That's correct.
And he got me that job, which I had for about a year and a half, and that was awesome, because then I started making better money. It was good tips. It was in the Universal Studio area, and over there I met a couple people that connected me, or one person that connected me with Papa John's Pizza, where I got another job. So now I was delivering at Papa John's.
Right.
So Ron connected me to Zach's, and then at Zach's they connected me to Papa John's. And then my good friend Danny Newton, which is also someone I always talk about, and my friends and family heard about him. He actually convinced me, took him 2 months, to go work at Volkswagen.
That takes some guts. That takes some guts to do that, especially not knowing English.
Yeah.
That's
English
good.
was still limited. Although you helped me a lot. We used to sit down, remember, during the break, and
Yes.
you make your canned beans, and we would eat, and he would be like, okay, Frank, say this. And
Say that. Say this. Say that. Yeah.
So and it's so cool, Ron, to see you. I have a 9-year-old daughter and an 11-year-old daughter, and they know about Ron, and they've met Ron a couple times. But it's so good to see you, talking to them and joking with them, and like just interacting with them after this
It's
20
been
years.
like 20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so cool, man. It's like great.
And then tell them how you did at the dealership. I was impressed when you told me your numbers.
So I had this preconceived idea of sales. I always I hate salespeople and I hate selling. And so it took my friend Danny 2 months to convince me, and I'm thankful to him to this day. He actually let me borrow his shirt. I didn't have a shirt. He let me borrow a shirt and a
In
tie.
a tie, yeah. I think I remember that.
Remember?
You tell me that, yeah.
So I went to the interview knowing that they're not gonna hire me. I barely spoke English. It was a little better than when I met you, Ron, but it was still pretty bad.
Poor.
And to sell a car,
Yeah.
and I know nothing about cars either. I don't really like, it's not my
He
thing.
could barely put gas in the car.
I can put gas. I just don't ask me what engine my truck has. But I went just to get him off my back, and I got the job, and I worked there for 6 months, and I made 25 grand in 6 months.
That's amazing. I heard that and I'm like, wow.
Hey, you didn't know
That's
that, right? We were
amazing.
talking
I didn't
to-
know that. I knew you did okay, but I didn't know you did that okay.
My English was still very
Yeah.
limited. But once again, I went. They gave me the job. Then I'm not gonna be the one saying no, I can't do it. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. And it was a great experience. That opened my mind for the sales. And then from that, I was introduced to network marketing. And then you guys, some of you know the rest of the story. But I wanted to share the very beginning, because Ron was there. Like,
yeah. And you can never give up. You'll hear a bunch of no's, no, and you can't give up. You just got to keep going and going and going. And you got to do a little bit every day.
and you never know who you're gonna meet.
That's
You
the
never
most
know.
important.
Yeah.
You have to meet people to make money.
Yeah. Like when Ron said I'll connect you to the restaurant, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't really know the area. LA is huge. I'm from a small town. We used to use a Thomas Guide map. Remember
Yes,
that?
the
Big
Thomas
book.
Scott, big thick map book.
But I say, you know what? Let me give it a try. And then when they say Papa John's, I actually went to the other side of the valley. It was too far, but I went. They ended up hiring me to a store that was opening closer to me. And then I met Danny Newton, which took him 2 months, but I went to the car dealership. And then I met a friend, and we're still friends to this day. And I love staying connected with people.
Yeah.
And we met. It was the only Brazilian I sold a Volkswagen to, and he connected me to the company that actually did network marketing, and that's when I was introduced to the whole concept of building a team and residual income and working from home, and that's where my career, which that's what I've been doing to this day.
Started.
That's when it started.
Yeah.
But going back to the very beginning, is that before we wrap up, is there any other funny story, I guess, or that can show the simplicity of, like I was just an immigrant 20 years ago, knew no English, had a beat up $700 car that, by the way, used to smoke, so I couldn't even stop on the red light. I had to keep turning, because otherwise the police was going to stop me.
Yeah. You gotta keep going. Just keep going and keep trying and trying and trying.
That's what I did in your garage. When you told me just put a nail there, I kept trying, and then what happened?
Yeah.
And then what
And
happened
he
to the garage?
had a water line. He had a water line, so I had a bigger headache.
And
but
knocked down the whole
But you
wall.
gotta be-
I kept trying. I was like, hey, come on, this
gotta
nail's
be-
not going in.
you gotta be funny, outgoing, and just keep going. Just keep trying.
Never give up.
Never give up.
I love this
Yeah.
shirt, and I love.
It's hard. Trust me, it's hard. It's hard, but you got to keep going.
Yeah, there are tough times.
Tough times.
Tough times.
Very tough times.
Making very, very, very little
Yeah.
money.
And look where he's at now. He's doing very well for himself. Very well.
It's been a blessed life so far, and thanks
Yeah.
to you, my friend.
Thank you.
You've helped me a lot.
Yep.
I appreciate
Yeah, you're welcome. And I can call you a true friend.
you. Me too.
It's been 20 years.
20 years, and here's Ron, basically sharing a little bit more of the beginning. I don't think I'm exaggerating. Actually, we have a lot to share. I mean, it was tough. It was tough, but it was funny. It was fun,
Yeah.
and I would do it all over again. It's
Yeah.
been worth it, you know.
And you could do it too.
Yeah.
And then once you get so far, then it's home free.
Enjoy
life. That's the bottom line.
And not only that, just to wrap up, because I need to throw this in there. I mean, enjoy life, but share what you've learned.
Yes.
And, share what you know. Share the blessing.
Yeah.
And that's what Ron has done. When he connected me to the restaurant, there was nothing in it for him. He wasn't making money with that. He was doing it to help me. He had that connection, and he, gave it freely, and that's why, he's blessed as well.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you guys.
And good luck to you.